action, but how will these overnight cues impact our own markets? We have our research team joining in it with the trade setup, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the action from the F&O space as well. Let me go across to Vivek first up. Vivek, tell us all about the market cues that we are watching out for in today's trading session.
Well, good morning. Quite an interesting session, a good handover from the US markets as well as equity markets worldwide. And, yesterday, Nifty held on to the crucial 19,300 levels. Like we mentioned earlier, Wall Street yesterday moved higher for the third straight session, with the Nasdaq outperforming higher by 1.7%. However, crude oil prices too surged yesterday, almost 1.5% higher. WTI futures up 1.5%, closer to the $81.3 a barrel mark. Yesterday, like we mentioned, the 19,300 level held on the back of heavyweights, L&T, Infosys, as well as HDFC Bank, all of them lending support to the Nifty up move. Markets managed to end with minor gains. It was largely range-bound session. But in yesterday's trading session, the mid-cap index continued to outperform. And within the broader end of the markets, it was actually the chemical stocks yesterday that clearly, lent significant support. All of the chemical stocks were up anywhere between 6 to 8%. Now, coming to the primary markets, a very interesting IPO, Rishabh Instruments IPO opens today. Asian markets on the back of the strong handover in the green. GIFT Nifty 2 is indicating a gap-up start for our own markets.
Oh yes, gap-up opening is what we're expected today. Thank you, Vivek, for all those cues. But a lot of stocks that'll be on our radar today. Surbhi has that list. Hey, Surbhi.
Hey, Sonal. So first one on my radar is Zomato. Now, SoftBank-backed SVF Growth Fund may likely to sell 1.17% equity in the company via block deals. The size of the block deals will be 940 crores. Jupiter Wagons, the company is going to consider a fundraise on September 5th. GR Infra Projects, the company's subsidiaries executes concession agreements for projects worth 1457 crores with NHAI. MPS Limited, the company is going to acquire 65% of an Australian-based company for 9.32 million Australian dollars. The remaining 35% will be acquired in tranches. Strides Pharma, the company approves providing a corporate guarantee worth 135 crores on behalf of its associate company. And lastly, SBFC Finance, a recently listed company, declares its first quarter results. It was a healthy quarter for them. The disbursements were up 32% on a year-on-year basis, and the AUM was up 47% on a year-on-year basis.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much for that, Surbhi. With that, let's talk about the F&O space. Nigel is joining us now. Hey, Nigel.
Well, morning, Sonal. The sense you get this morning is maybe buying the dip may not be such a bad idea. Just looking at the screen, you have the dollar index, which has cooled down a little bit. Yields as well fell overnight, which is normally equity positive. So let's see whether or not we can have a good trading session. Well, looking at the F&O action yesterday's trading session for the second day running, they added closer on 2 long positions for every 1 short position. And now you've seen the short positioning from around 60% just a couple of sessions ago. Because of the kind of addition we've seen on the long side, well, it's come down to close to around 55%. Keep in mind that the rollover data is still quite subdued. So though we have today as well as tomorrow to play out this expiry, I think there's plenty of action left going by the open interest build-up. Now, in terms of the options data, 19,400 call, that was very, very active. It added close to 20 lakh shares. So on the upside, that'll become a bit of a reference point, while on the downside, 19,250 put, that continues to see some writing, which brings us to the levels that you need to track in today's trading session. Now, the 20 DMA, well, that comes in at around 19,450. That's the next level. But you'll want to start closer around the 50 DMA and want to build on from there. On the downside, the recent low, that becomes your reference point. So let's see how this plays out. But otherwise, today, there are the, fair bit of ingredients to tell you that it could be a good session if the dip is bought into. For starters, though, don't go rush in and buy that 75-80 point gap up. Maybe the intraday dip will be a better idea. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us and prepping us up for this trading day ahead. Looks like it'll be a green screen for Indian markets as well. Time for a short break now. When we return, the government cuts cooking gas prices by 200 rupees ahead of upcoming festive season. Also provides an additional 200 rupees subsidy for Ujjwala scheme beneficiaries. Details on the other side. Stay tuned.